So, in any case, I wanted to talk to you about what's going on in the world. I know there's a lot of memes going around about World War III and going to war with Iran. Of course, the lib shits are all up in arms, and they think that Trump just murdered somebody that an austere religious scholar. So, in any case, I wanted to get my thoughts on the matter. For one, anybody with a right mind knows the guy wasn't a good guy. He was in Iraq. At first, I thought that Iran wasn't supposed to be in Iraq and was violating their sovereign territory. I knew Iran had been, or Iran had been invited to Syria to help fight ISIS, but apparently the Iraqi government had made a pact with Iran to help them fight ISIS up there. So that's why Iran was in Iraq in the first place. Now, with that being said, the guy that got his shit curb stomped with a Tomahawk missile, he was not adhering to, he wasn't adhering to the terms of the pact. He has been the general over the Iranian Special Forces for a long time. He's been involved in killing thousands of Americans through related proxy organizations like Hamas and Hezbollah. But that's aside from the point. The point is that that whole U.S. Embassy riot, where Americans were killed or injured, I can't remember, or both, that wasn't an organic thing that was done by Iraqis. That was stirred up by this guy. And when he was at the airport, he was actually on his way to plan more attacks and kill more U.S. citizens. From what I understand, the guy alone had been responsible for commanding attacks that killed over 200 U.S. citizens, whether they be civilians or contractors or soldiers. It doesn't matter, but 200 Americans. So he was behind the embassy riot and attack, of which the lib shits were going on Twitter and saying that they were hoping it would be Trump's his Benghazi. I can't imagine anybody calling themselves a patriotic American wishes for the death of Americans at the hands of foreign nationals, but hey, people are fucking nuts nowadays. So in any case, he got his shit stomped, and he had that coming. Now, do we need to go to war with Iran? No, we don't. Do I think, as of right now, that we're going to be going to war with Iran pretty soon? I'm not sure, but I really don't think so. Russia and China, China's keeping their mouth shut because they're still on America's shit list regarding this trade deal. Russia sent a letter condemning the attack, but they haven't done anything to the United States yet. They haven't filed for sanctions in the UN. They haven't attacked U.S. assets, whatever. Now, the Warhawks in the United States, John Bolton virtually came in his pants the other day when that happened, and he just can't fucking wait to send more U.S. kids to die in Iraq for these fucking oil companies. And, Israel is one of the main instigators behind this because I understand them not wanting Iranians on their border in Syria, but Israel doesn't share a border with Iraq. But, Israel's praising this, even had Netanyahu going on television as well as many other Israeli leaders claiming that basically the war with Iran and the United States needs to happen so that Iran gets destroyed. Sorry if I say Iran, that's the Texan in me. So that Iran gets destroyed and that Israel is safe from one of their enemies. And basically, Israel's made it pretty clear over the past couple of years that they want Iran destroyed and that they're really not willing to shed the blood of a single Israeli soldier to do so. They would rather shed the blood of us goys here. But that's besides the point. On another note, speaking of oil companies, Saudi Arabia, they want this to happen, of course. They're an enemy of Iran. But that's kind of a given. Saudi Arabia and Israel have always had our politicians bought off for the last 60 years. And if they wanted us to go to war with somebody, we usually did. But what kind of pisses me off is after the strike that happened over at the airport in Iraq, oil companies here in the United States. Oil companies that drill oil here in the continental United States and sell and refine and sell that same oil here in the United States, they hiked up their their oil prices in results to the strike that happened over 7,000 miles away. Now, I would understand if the U.S. was dependent on oil and Saudi Arabia hiked up their oil, but the U.S. has become largely independent with regards to oil and natural gas. In fact, we've begun exporting it just a little bit. So it's really sickening that U.S. gas companies think that they can hike the price just like you would Saudi Arabia for some kind of destabilizing event that happened, 7,000 miles away. So they should be ashamed of themselves, and the American people shouldn't put up with it. With that being said, YouTube algorithm really requires that me get this video over 10 minutes long. But I really don't have any other issues I'd like to talk about, so I'm going to keep it short, and hope the rest of you fellas have a good day.